Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to Great Guitar Build-Off 2022, and welcome to the end of the competition. Now, this year it has been truly epic. We have hundreds of builders all the way around the world, all competing in a spirit of fun and joy and inclusivity, and this is the whole point. We've had builders taking kit guitars and creating epic things with them. We've had people building guitars from scratch. We've had acoustic instruments and random things in the freestyle competition. And of course, today you've got the professional and the invitational announcements of who has won. The voting. This is very simple. Everybody who's competing gets a vote. As we've gone through and meandered through the last 2 or 3 years, we're coming towards a point where we understand exactly how this should all work, and it's very, very simple. All of the competitors were asked to vote for their top 3 people in each category. The person who came first got 3 points, the person who came second got 2, and third was 1 point. These points were all collated together, and we have a very, very clear indication of who is the builder's favorites. The other thing is that all of these instruments in the professional and the invitational builds could be yours. There's a link to greatguitargiveaway.com. Monies raised from the sale of these tickets for these prize draws is being split in between a small amount of fees, but then Great Guitar Build-Off itself and charities for the builders and the builders themselves as well in the professional. And part of this is also providing the prize fund for competitors in the kit, the scratch, and the freestyle builds in the sort of more public-facing side of the competition that ended a few months ago. I would urge you to go and partake in the joy that is helping to support these builders and the competition. There's so much that I can say, there's so much I want to say. We are going to be doing some other videos showing you what other people have built, and stay right through to the end where you're going to be able to see just some snippets of various things that have happened over the last year. I will be making announcements on 2023's competition very soon, so watch this space. In the meantime, let us start with the professional builds. All of these builders are professionals. They make their living, if not entirely, at least in part, by making and working with guitars. So not only could you own this instrument potentially, you can commission something from them. Well, this is the point. We're here to promote guitar building and guitar builders. This is the whole point of all of what we do here at Crimson Guitars. Okay, now, in third place, this instrument, we've got some incredibly sexy bound abalone inlays. We've got some epoxy pours. We've got some hand-bound pickups. We've got a Makumo Gane nut, if I'm saying that correctly. We're talking folded brass and copper, I think, giving a Damascus steel kind of look. It's something I have wanted to do for years, and here it is. I'm watching it on my screen. I am, of course, talking about somebody who took hand gouges and carved with gouges rather than an angle grinder or sanding machine or something like that. Hand carved the belly carve and the top. It's a little bit purple, it's a little bit shiny, it's a little bit sexy. I am, of course, talking about No Hervas Fuertes, and with 77 points, well, that's third place. In second place, this instrument, my jaw was on the ground from the first second. In fact, from the first photograph I saw of this, before I even got anywhere near the videos, I wanted to own it. Genuinely. This is a problem. It's a problem. Check it out. Okay, we've got handmade pickups. We've got a handmade guitar case. We've got Shusugi-ban. There is Zerokote. I love Zerokote. We have got traditional lacquer work. We've got somehow somebody who sliced up a load of mother of pearl. How do you slice up mother of pearl? I don't know. I want to know, I need to know. We have got some really cool animations even in the video, the editing, the story, the demo. I have ADHD. I don't sit down and watch an entire video without at least being tempted to do something else. I was fixated on this entire build. I'm of course talking about, with 107 points, young Hyung Lee from Mutsil Musical Instrument Labs, a well-deserved second place, and I want to buy all of the remaining tickets for this build. I genuinely do. I think I'm gonna have to commission one. First place in the professional category, there was a difference of 4 points in between these two builds. 107 points for second place, 113 for first. The builders have spoken, but it was close. Okay. I am talking about hidden inlays. We've got an ebony fretboard. We've got semi-hemispherical, beautifully finished fretwork where the ends of the frets were done prior to installing them in the neck. I'm talking about a hollow body with bracing that was built prior to the top going on. In a normal guitar build, you glue the bracing onto the top. No, not in this case. Let's just make life difficult for oneself. Let's put the bracing in the body system and then glue the top to that. It looks like this builder was inspired by, I don't know, old biplanes or something like that, which, incredible. One does not simply make an ebony-necked guitar. You crow about that. And it's just part of the build. Yes, we've got a solid ebony neck, ebony fretboard, bent ebony sides. Pretty flame top. French polish. Every single facet of this build is inspirational and inspiring. And Ty Tyler, Shock the Fox, 100% deserves the win in the professional category of Great Guitar Build of 2022. This is his third year competing, and he's risen to the top. Congratulations, and well, link in the description below, as is the case with all of these, to both buy tickets to potentially own this guitar, but also to watch the video. Also, in this case, check out the Instagram. Ty is. I watched this whole build come together on Instagram, and it's amazing. The pickups, righteous sound pickups, and they really do. I need to go and sit in a corner for a minute. Hold on. We're back. I mean, if I have a heart attack because I get too excited, then somebody call the ambulance. Now, Talitha, my sister, and my mother are very heavily involved in the running of Great Guitar Build-Off. And as a joke, my sister said, "Hi, Ben, you've won." And I really immediately had a very strong and visceral reaction, and it wasn't, "Yay, I've won." It's, "Oh, shh. I don't want to win my own competition." I've put this whole thing together. Everybody involved watches my videos for the most part, and those people are the people voting, and I feel like there's an unfair advantage. And I'm genuinely not sure. Let me know in the comments whether you think I should be involved in the actual competition side of things next year. I came third with 111 votes. Second was 115, first 119. So very, very, very close. I have decided to share third place with somebody else who I think deserves it far more than I do. Okay, fight me in the comments. Now, my build, just very quickly, I did what I do. I took a kit guitar, I cut it up into as few pieces as possible, with as little mass as possible, and then added random bits. I experimented with finishing, with silicon carbide. I played around with perspex and came up with a really interesting way of holding the whole thing together, and I'm really proud of the guitar. In fact, I am going to be I'm using this as a kicking off point to make other similar instruments with the same sort of thing. I'm really, really, really happy she's just sitting off screen over there. And the guitar could be yours. Please go and check that out. But I have built many, many, many guitars. It's what I do. In joint third place is somebody who I have been a large fan of their channel for many years. I'm talking about an Antipodean maker of supreme talent who has never built a guitar in his life. In fact, they managed to make the entire thing, including wiring and putting pickups in and stuff. The quote was, all of these things, I don't know what any of these things are, but actually it came together quite nicely. Where help was required, where somebody else was called in, was to literally, how do you string up this guitar? And that is the level of lack of knowledge of guitar building that this builder has. He called in somebody to help string it up and tune it up and do a demo, and it sounds incredible. We've got copper work. I love copper. We've got repoussé, where you take a sheet of copper and you beat in a shape that you want. We went from a sandbag to plasticine to pitch to literally using melted hot glue to support the back of the copper. I now get it. Watching somebody overcome a limitation, trying to achieve something massive, is so entertaining. You have to watch this video. I can't even. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, third place is Neil Paskin of Pask Makes. First time entering the competition, first time building a guitar, and genuinely, I loved every second of the build process, and I am so excited to be able to share my place with him. Well, check out this build, and please don't forget, it could be yours. I think I've peaked. I've peaked too soon. I'm too excited, and I've just. Okay, we got it. We've got it. Okay. Second place in the Invitational. This builder had 115 points. He has great hair. I care enough that I wrote it down in my notes here. There's a laser involved. Lasers are fun. We've got some very scary routing. The router was put in a workbench and used as a router table, and there was a tiny thing and there was stuff, and I was sort of going, no! But it worked and it was fine and it was beautiful. In the same way that I took my body and I just removed a bunch of material, this builder did exactly the same thin. Hi, here's a body blank, just hit it with the bandsaw. I watched this one with my young son, and he was like, because he plays with the bandsaw quite regularly. The best thing is, we sent this kit out. It was a now discontinued Crimson kit with a Macassar ebony fretboard, and this builder said, I love how you've got the black and then the sort of the brown look of the Macassar bit going in. He designed the entire build around that bit of fretboard. And the final finish, the final fit, just everything about this guitar, I could see it in a high-end London guitar shop for £10,000. The whole thing is just incredible. I'm of course talking about another former competitor, Itzhak Mirgoli of Blackmagic ATEM Guitars. It is inspiring, and he has second place in 2022's competition. Congratulations. Okay, now, first place in the invitational side of the competition with a total of 119 points. So there were 8 points between first place and third place in this year's competition. That is really, really close and very, very cool. There was a watermelon in this build. There was skateboard veneer, in fact, quite a lot of veneer. In fact, do you know what? There's something else. This person also took this uncut kit and cut the hell out of it, removed a lot of material, and essentially turned it into a small-bodied jazz guitar style instrument. In exactly the same way, it's the same sort of thing that Ty Tyler built. Wow, first place for both sides were very similar guitars, made completely differently. We've got Brad Angove was built into this guitar, literally slammed in between the veneers was a photograph of Brad Angove's face. He has great hair too. There were failed experiments with finishes, inspiring very cool sunburst using the aforementioned watermelon. More shellac, hand-applied oil. Well, you have to watch it yourself. This guitar is beautiful. The maker has an incredible sense of humor. I am, of course, talking about Cranmer Guitars, and they have won first place in the Invitational 2022 Great Guitar Build-Off. I am and continue to be blown away by how many people invest so much time and effort and energy and love in not only building these guitars, but also sharing what they're doing. I have met craftspeople in the past who hold on to their hard-won knowledge and think, no, I've spent X amount of hours learning this thing. I'm going to keep it to myself so that I have it and I'll be precious about that and I won't share. Those people, you hardly ever hear about them. They are hardly ever as successful as they could be if they just shared and taught and were free with what they know. Everybody involved in Great Guitar Build-Off is excited about getting other people building, is excited about sharing what they know and learning from other people in the same way. And we are all better for it. This competition is here to promote building and making and creating. Next year's competition is going ahead. There are going to be a few changes, but we're dialing in to how it's going to work. We're fixing the website. We're doing away with the whole social media side of things. The voting is now dialed in. Everything is going to be so smooth and beautiful, and even more time for the builds and the builders. But that announcement, that's all coming up later. For now, I'm going to leave you with some images and just have a look at some of the other stuff that has been built. Please don't forget to check out the other competitors in the professional and invitational categories, and of course the kit builds, the scratch builds, the freestyle and the community builds. There are thousands and thousands of hours of incredible content out there just from this year alone. And it's incredible. We've had hand-carved skulls, we've had inlaid landscape scenes, we've had so much inspiration that I'm crumbling under the strain of trying to figure out what I need to build next. And that is exactly how it should be. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please take the rest of your Christmas day or your Christmas holiday, go and check out the rest of the builders. But, you know, failing that, get up in the workshop. I'll see you in Great Guitar Build-Off 23. Have a good one. I love you guys. Goodbye.